Arirang Radio.
In the second hour, let's share amazing stories from listeners all over the world. On and on, Alex of DRIPPIN will join us, so please make sure to stay tuned. Before that, let's listen to these two songs and come back. We will listen to Moonbyul from Mamamoo G999 and G-Waver G-Trap.
질 수 없는 둘 오늘 같은 내일은 없듯이 두 번 세 번 중요하지 않아 더 세게 당겨 넌 나를 삼켜 난 그런 너를 살펴 바짝 마른 입에 침을 바르기를 반복해 너무 따분해진 나의 삶 속에 너로 인해 살았나 말하지 않더라도 네 맘을 따가니까 너 빼곤 다른 애들은 봐줘봐 딱하지만 너만 날 들뜨게 해 Cause I feel the answer 널 보고 있을 때면 난 무중력 산소가 부족한 바람 나댈 채워줄래 어서 빨리 오고 둘만의 지구로 바꿔봐 지금 날아가버려 it feels so good go 너는 마치 우주와 같이 어디에 있던 날 또 다니게 해 라라라라라라 지구구구구 라라라라라 나댈 그렇단 기듯한 It just move 중력에 이끌려 지금 둘만의 아지트인지 꾸꾸꾸꾸 빙빙 돌고 돌아가는 지구꾸꾸 속이와 뭔가 위험한 feeling turn around 한 걸음만 잘못해도 큰일 나 알람이 켜져 like a sixth sense Watch your step, watch your step running 어느쯤에가 우리 사이 아저씨가 사라졌지 Dynamite 온 사방에 있어 버스 묘한 화려한 cover with 눈빛이 뭔가 떨어지고 나만은 그 착각이지 지는 순간 터져버릴 긴장의 끈을 잡고 있어 온통 치명적인 눈빛뿐이야 You and I 널 원해 많이 더 많이 내 퍼진 목소리 미소가 시야를 가려 피하지도 못하게 내가 던져놓은 덫에 결국 난 뛰어들어가 Booby trap 말해 나의 심장에 불길이 번져가 Booby trap 예상치 못한 타이밍에 이상한 떨림에 전화 폭발해 날 무너뜨려 정신이 못 차리게 Look at me now 위태로워 like the pizza 새어나게 웃는 너는 모나리자 머리 끝에서 발끝까지 모두 긴장이 진짜로 위험한 건 숨겨져는 거라니까 평범한 몸짓도 내겐 다 critical 시선을 돌리고 피해봤자 헛수고 I'm a beast 내 이성이 깨지기 직전에 자극하면 now it's nowhere 끊어질 듯이 팽팽해진 눈빛이 마주치고 있어 삐끗하는 순간 터질 듯한 You and I 널 원해 많이 더 많이 내 퍼진 목소리 미소가 시야를 가려 피하지도 못하게 네가 던져놓은 덫에 결국 난 어디로 가 Booby trap 마른 내 심장에 길이 번져가 Booby trap 예상치 못한 타이밍에 이상한 떨림에 전화 폭발해 날 무너뜨려 정신을 못 차리게 참아가 더 깊이 빠져가 한번 빠지면 곧 잡힐 수 없어 이 감정만이 나를 이끌어 부서질 때까지 소용돌이 중심에 네가 있어 이제껏 보인 적이 없었던 확신에 차 나를 삼킬 혼동 속으로 몸을 던진다 Booby trap 나는 내 심장에 길이 번져가 Booby trap 예상치 못한 타이밍에 이상한 떨림에 전화 폭발해 날 무너뜨려 정신을 못 차리게 참아가 더 깊이 빠져가 Booby trap
Arirang Radio.
Here I am, right by your side. You are listening to Radionas. On and on. All right, every Thursday, let's share the amazing stories that the listeners all around the world have experienced with Alex of DRIPPIN. Welcome, Alex.
Woohoo! Hello, everybody. It's really great to be again here.
Sure. It's really great to meet you too again. Last week you went, and our listeners missed you all week.
Right.
How have you been?
First, we are preparing for our Japan debut, and we are a little bit busy right now, but it's really funny to prepare our Japan debut, and I miss it too.
Sure. I mean, preparing all the schedules and all the perfect situations is really hard, but I think Alex is doing pretty well, so it's really good to see as a brother. I have to say, as a brother. I'm sure we'll get along better today as well. All right, Alex, please introduce what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, every Thursday, we read interesting stories from listeners living in various countries. I'm curious about the legends of the country you know, the strange stories you experienced. Teacher Sama Hyung and I will become storytellers and read them to you, so please send us a lot of stories.
All right, then shall we read the first story?
I'm ready.
All right,
Okay.
then let's go straight to it.
I'll tell you the strangest story I've heard recently. Today I'm going to talk about dreams. Do you remember the dream you had the day when you woke up? If you didn't care at all, you should try to remember from now on.
One day she slept as usual. However, her dream was shining differently than another day. It began to rain in the village where she was walking in her dream, and when she looked closely, it was made of gold.
The rain hit land, trees, and houses all began to turn into gold, and the whole world was becoming more and more glow like gold.
Gold means wealth, but it also shines brightly. It was a dream for a shining being loved by everyone. Actually, this dream is the birth dream of my favorite idol member. It's Jungkook by BTS.
Oh. But what's even more amazing is that there are more babies born with golden dreams in BTS. In Jin's birth dream, a golden fish appeared, and J-Hope was born after his mom saw 3 golden horses running in her dream.
I never thought so deeply about dreams, but after hearing this story, I've become very curious about what kind of dreams my mother had when she gave birth to me. Samuel and Alex, have you heard about your birth dream? So basically, this topic of story is about birth dreams.
Right.
In Korea, dreams such as dragons, flowers, and sparkling jewels are said to be good dreams for babies. Interesting. Have you ever heard of your birth dream?
Yes. My mother told me that my birth dream was there was really big, giant, healthy fruits. And so she knew that she was pregnant right after she woke up. So
Interesting. Before we started this segment, I had to quickly phone call my mom and ask what my birth dream was. So she explained, and I'll tell you guys what it is. So I was a little bull, you know, a little bull, a little cow, I have to say, you know, like those cow and bull. So it was like a rainy season, you know, a rainy day, and I was in a little puddle trying to swim. You know, it wasn't like I was drowning, but I was just moving around, just swimming. And all of a sudden my mom sees me in the water, and we both got an eye contact. And the reason why she took me out of that little water is because my eyes were so beautiful. I was looking at her like melting eyes, and she took me out and she wiped me out with a little towel, all the water. And after she wiped me with the little towel, I looked at my mom so deeply in the eyes. So that's the story of my birth dream. It's pretty interesting.
Right.
I mean, just listening and explaining, it's really interesting that there's really birth dreams for everyone. And it seems that a strange story follows an extraordinary person. Do you remember any of dreams you had so far?
Right. I had this dream. I was in a racing car, racing game with my members, and I won the game, and it was really realistic. So like, I could feel all the engine is exploding and something like that, and it was really exciting and really funny. And when I woke up, I really wanted to sleep again, to dream the dream again and again.
You were so deeply in the dream.
Right.
But to be funny is that I don't remember my last dream. So I hope one day I could dream, because I think these days I'm so busy that there's no time to dream when I'm sleeping. But if I get to have a dream, I'll let you guys know. And thank you for sending us the story again. Before the song break, let me tell you how to participate. On and On is receiving your stories through our email. Please send your stories to rnus@arirangradio@gmail.com. Tell your interesting stories, please. Then, let's listen to the song and come back with more. We will listen to 최LB, Ocean.
So wavy 너의 마음속에는 저 파도가 잠겨주고도 좋으니까 나를 안아봐. It's like ocean, yeah. It's like ocean. 파란색의 돌고래가 사는 너의 눈동자 걱정 같은 건 저기 모래밭에 묻어놔. It's like ocean. It's like ocean. Yeah. 물처럼 밀려온 너의 수심은 생각보다 훨 깊어 난 너를 좀 더 이해하려 해 여기에서도 수용하고 싶어 그래 알 것 같아 너가 내게 보여줬던 그 미소가 사라진 이유 내 주변 친구부터 시작해서 너의 식구가 다 너의 사생활을 간섭하려 왜 너 살기도 바쁜데 착해서 거절도 못해 넌 남의 틀에 억지로 널 맞추네 내 어깨를 적신 너의 바다로 난 너가 진 부담을 가늠해 미안해 하지만 난 너를 더 꽉 안아 서로 배 심장이 반응해 내 걱정은 차에다 실어 I'm be your Frank Ocean 살색의 잠수복으로 갈아입은 넌 눈부셔 봄을 지도를 그려 새파란 이불로 된 파도를 건너 우리가 도착할 섬에서 눈 뜨고 아침밥을 먹어 Yeah so how you feeling 난 너무 높아 물에 뜬 것처럼 하얀 모래알이 너의 유리병에 가득 든 것처럼 나의 존재가 너의 무언가를 채웠으면 해 그녀가 말해 오늘은 밤을 새웠으면 해 표정이 너무 우주 같은 ocean yeah 우주 같은 ocean yeah yeah 너의 깊이가 넘을 수 없어 우주 같은 ocean yeah 우주 같은 ocean yeah 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 너는 나의 목적 너는 나의 ocean 너는 나의 목적 너는 나의 ocean 너는 나의 목적 너는 나의 ocean 너는 나의 우린 같은 우주 속을 헤엄해 내가 위로 올라갈게 넌 배영해 의미 없는 난 말들을 배경에 다 별처럼 장식하고 내려올 때 난 되어 있을 거야 너의 배럼에 난 되어 있을 거야 너의 배럼에 같이 누워 너의 옆에 나를 배우래 섬을 찍고 다시 가보자고 해변에 너의 표정이 너무 우주 같은 ocean yeah 우주 같은 ocean 너의 깊이가 넘을 수 없어 우주 같은 ocean yeah 우주 같은 ocean yeah yeah
Alright, we are back after listening to the song. I think it's getting more and more fun, and it reminds me of my childhood story time too as well. Alex, do you remember any stories you read when you were young?
I like the story Jack and the Beanstalk.
Jack and the
Yeah.
Beanstalk. Oh,
When I was young, really, I thought Jack is really brave and he's really lucky because he got really rich. But one day, but now, I think that Jack is a criminal. He's a thief, and he even harmed the giant. So, yeah, Jack. Wow.
Interesting. I don't remember my childhood reading books. I'm not gonna lie. I was so into music. Like I always put on the timer and then turn on the program, and then there was one program that always turns on the new music daily every week. I used to like take on my MP3 and record it, and I didn't know how to download it, so I just had to record it and listen to the song every day. So that's the childhood I remember. I should have read more. But anyways, then shall we move on to the next story?
Yep.
All right, then this time I will start it first.
Good.
Okay. Once upon a time, there lived a close neighbor in a village. The couple living in a blue triangle roof and the couple living in a white square building were very close as friends.
Then one day, a baby was born in a blue roof house. The girl's name was Bella. 3 days later, a boy named Peg was born next door. The children became good friends as soon as they were born.
They rode bicycles together, ate snacks together, and sometimes went on adventures in the park, making them the closest friends.
But over time, the two children began to have different friends. They lived right next door, but they couldn't see each other anymore.
Then one Sunday morning, Bella suddenly thought, when was the last time I met Pac? So she went to the next door and knocked. Pac opened the door, and as soon as he saw Bella, he said, "Hey, I was thinking it's been a long time since I saw you."
They were laughing at the door for a long time and went to the movies that day. Then they had dinner together, and the next day they met and talked again.
Are you curious about how they are doing now? The schedule has changed due to the pandemic, but the two are preparing to get married.
Oh,
That's right. I'm Bella.
I always think our story is like a fairy tale. We were meant to be together from birth, and we will continue to live happily ever after. Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Cool.
I mean, this was an interesting ending.
Right.
While reading this, it was a very interesting story as well. Like I said, this is a very sweet story. It's sad that we don't have friends next door that we've had for a long time since we moved a lot. Then, Alex, do you have any friends who have been close to you for a very long time?
Yep. I have a friend when I was in the first grade in elementary school. One day we had a summer vacation in the first grade, and the friend sent me a message and asked me where I was. But at the same time, I was in Germany for vacation, so he was just shocked because he thought that I went back to Germany for good.
I see.
Yeah, and yeah, he was really sad and shocked. And when I came back to Korea, we met each other almost every day, and we became really best friends. 12 years.
12 years.
12 years.
Oh, I think I have a friend that's longer than that.
Oh, really?
I have a friend. Well, first of all, I'll explain, and you guys will know why. So, I have a friend that was very close with me for, I would say, 21 years. 21 years. Well, since my Korean age is 21, but in the States I'm 20, so I will say in Korean age, I had a friend that's close with me for 21 years. And this friend is always giving me love wherever I do and whatever I go. And this person is my mom, I have to say. It's really kind of interesting that I have to say friend to my mom is because we like when we stay at home, we always talk like friends. We always play around like friends. And whenever we watch movies or eat, like if a other person looks at us, it doesn't look like mom and son. It looks like friends. That's how close we are. So that's why I have to say my mom is the best friend to me. And what is your oldest childhood memory? If you gotta say one thing.
There's a really, really strange story. Oh, yeah, right. When I was 9 or 10 months, I slept in my room alone, but suddenly a dog barked at me. And I cried for my mom and said, "Dog," because I couldn't speak in sentence that time because I was 9 or 10 months. So, but my mom told me there was no dog anywhere, but I could see the dog clearly. But it turned out that it was a dream.
Oh, it was a dream.
Yes. So yeah, that's my oldest childhood memory.
That's a pretty interesting childhood memory.
Right.
One of my childhood memory is I think I was holding an apple juice. I used to love apple juice. Whenever I wake up, I tell my mom, 사과 주스, like apple juice, and then my mom always bring the apple juice in the bottle that I always drank. And then I always watched Sesame Street.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite. And my favorite character is Elmo. Elmo. I used to copy whatever he dances, whatever he talks, and then the way he acts. That was one of my best childhood memories I ever had. But once again, thank you for sending us the story. Now it's time for another song break. Before that, Alex, please tell the listeners how to participate again.
Yep. Arirang is receiving your stories through the email. Please send your stories to arirang.radio@gmail.com. We are curious about all the interesting stories you have. DJ Sama and I'll become storytellers and read them to you. So please send us lots of stories.
Yes, and we'll come back for more stories after the song. We will listen to 이달의 소녀, Luna, PTT, Paint the Town.
시작된 우리의 미션 여기서는 그 누구도 날 막을 순 없어 내 안에 갇힌 것들로 다른 컬러스 비춰보면 서로에게 끌렸던 걸 느낄 수 있어 Okay Wanna be the cookie 어떤 걸로 덮지 새로운 날 떠오른 달 핑크볼 백그린 I'm wrong 기다려왔던 준비가 되면 떠오를 거야 Kill it to the daylight Let us put on a show 다른 걸 원해 more 경기를 깨고 raw We don't stop until the sun goes up 다 내려놓고 춤을 춰 No way you can make us stop We about to paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta We can't stop until we 우릴 멈출 수는 없어 We'll take it to the moon 다른 눈을 가리면 시작된 이 클립스 두 개의 눈이 날 가릴지도 몰라 답은 없어 just watch it 우린 계속 달릴 거야 don't touch it We ain't gotta eat so beat it so keep it If you come bold with us and just whip it Like a wolf to the moon 저 다리 걷다 오르면 We're devilish, we're curious so don't mess with us Go, let us put on a show 다른 걸 원해 more 경기를 깨고 raw We don't stop until the sun goes up 모든 걸 걸고 춤을 춰 No way you can make us stop We about to paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Let's go Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta You can't stop us just we 우릴 멈출 수는 없어 We're taking to the moon 다른 눈을 가리면 시작된 이 클립스 is over 이들을 다시 가릴지 몰라 두 개의 다른 문을 열어 Maybe just 다시 우리 마주하게 될 거야 Open your eyes as the moon there's skies and the leaf is white If you never ever think twice You break it, you make it, you kill it, you want it, you own it, you show it Let's go! We're about to paint the town na 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 La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta We can't stop us just we 우릴 멈출 수는 없어
Alright, we're back after listening to the song, but we got a question from a listener. I'll read it for you. It's for Alex. This is from Gwen from the USA. Hello, Alex. I hope you're doing well today. Have your drippin' hyungs been taking care of you well these days? So I have to ask you one question. What is your favorite drippin' song? Mine is Free Pass and Villian. But in terms of looks, it has to be Villian. I kind of hope you guys will do another concept like Free Pass in the future and hope you have an amazing day. Love you, Alex.
Love it too.
Yeah.
So, actually, last week after the radio show, Changwook called me and said that he watched the radio show really good and I did a great job. So I was really touched. Like, bounce.
Bounce.
And my favorite Drippin song is Switch.
Switch.
It's a really difficult note. It's a really hard song to sing and dance, but it gives you the energy. And when I'm hearing to the music to Switch, my negative feeling turns to positive feeling. So I really want to say that you guys have to hear Switch.
I mean, once again, like Alex said, his favorite song is Switch. So if you guys never heard it before, you could go to DRIPPIN and type in Switch and you could listen to it. And it might be your favorite song after you listen to it. And let's go. So now it's time to tell you the last story of the day. Alex, why don't you go first this time?
Okay, here we go. Today I would like to introduce an old story from Philippines. It is said that Bathala, the early god who created this world, created 7 moons to light up the dark night. Thanks to the 7th moon created by God, people were able to spend a peaceful and safe night looking at the beautiful and bright moon.
But there was not only people, but also a thing that loved the beautiful moon. It was Bakunawa, a large snake-like monster. The moment Bakunawa saw the 7 shining moons in the sky, he decided to have them all.
So Bakunawa began to swallow the moon one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There is only 1 moon left.
God belatedly blocked Bakunawa with a large tree to prevent him from swallowing the last moon, but it was no use. Eventually, people decided to work together to protect the moon.
The moment Bakunawa tried to swallow the last moon, people began to scream, "Return our moon back!"
Many people shouted for the moon back. Bakunawa ran away because he couldn't stand the noise made by people. People kept the last moon, and whenever Bakunawa appeared again to swallow the last moon, people shouted hard.
This is said to be a legend about lunar eclipses. In the Philippines. Isn't it interesting? Wow.
Once again, this is another interesting story our listeners send. People used to think that monsters swallow the moon when the moon disappears because of lunar eclipse. I guess that's why this legend was created. I have to say, this story, it's my first time listening to it too.
Right.
But I think whenever we hear that monsters, like the word, it's a very strong and very big and very scary existence. But this was a very different monster that I experienced. People who didn't know about the lunar eclipse must have been afraid of the moon disappearing. Alex, is there anything you were scared of when you were young?
I actually liked insects when I was young.
Insects?
Yes, interesting insects. But one day, a giant ant bit me. And 3 years after that, a wasp stung me.
Wow.
So, after that day, I'm really afraid of insects. It's okay when I watch the insects when it's here on the wall, but when it's on my body, I'm starting to scream and yelling.
I see.
So you have to protect me.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to protect myself first.
Oh.
So I have to protect myself first. Like, if there's a spider behind me, I'm gonna run first, and then you could clean it up. That would be the perfect scenario. But I'm just kidding. Of course, I'll protect Alex.
Thank you.
For me too. Once again, I'm very scared of bugs, ghosts, and night. And when I'm by myself, I'm very sensitive of listening, like noises, like little crack or little ting or little boom or little cloud. All those sounds are very sensitive too. But if you have to pick, what's your most scariest insect?
Cockroach.
Cockroach. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone hates cockroach,
Right.
but is there any reason?
Because when I was in Sydney, after the New Year party, the firework, our family went to the hotel, but on the way, we saw massive, like it's a little big,
A lot of
big cockroach. Sis. So yeah, I was screaming and jumping, and my dad told me to calm down, but I couldn't do that.
I see. It's so funny that he said he was screaming and jumping. I could see Alex doing that. And right now on the YouTube comments, a lot of listeners are putting in. One person said, it's from Jaymon, I'm scared of snacks.
Oh.
Or I think he meant snake. I'm scared of snake. It's pretty interesting. If you're scared of snacks, then you might not eat any snacks. But I think this person meant snake. And Jeremy X Mueri said, don't worry, Alex. We can run away together.
Yeah, please.
And then this might be a random question.
Yep.
Let's say, just imagine yourself in an area and you see a ghost
Yep.
and a zombie.
Oh.
Which will you be more afraid of?
The room with the ghost.
Ghost.
Yes.
Any reasons?
Because zombie, I can touch them and hit them, so I can beat the zombie. But I can't touch a ghost. So the ghost can scare me the whole time, and I'm punching the ghost, but nothing happens. So I think the room with the ghost is more scary.
I mean, for me, I did say this last time, but I'm afraid of zombies instead of ghosts. Because ghosts, you cannot see.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 chance. Like, but zombies, I mean, you could see them in real life, and then you could just see the way they walk, and then it's really hard to defeat the zombie, to be honest.
Right.
But okay, all the comments are saying the ghost is scarier. I just said zombies are more scarier to me. But anyways, it was a really fun stories that all the listeners sent us today as well. Once again, thank you for the stories, but unfortunately, it's already time to say goodbye. I mean, time goes by fast, but how was the another day Thursday with Raiderness?
I really enjoyed today's stories, and it was really great to see you again, Summer
Me too.
brother.
Me too.
And I'm really exciting to hear the new stories next week.
Me too. I mean, when I see Alex, I think last week he was really nervous. He looked really nervous, so I was trying to help him. But once again, if you're really nervous, you're nervous and in panic. But I think today Alex did a really good job. So I just want to give you a big thumbs up as a brother for today, and hope next week we could do more better and more fun. And it's now time to say bye to Alex, and we will listen to the song and say goodbye to Alex again. And we will listen to Newest 다시 봄 again. And let's say see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
시간이 지난다면 괜찮을까요? 계절은 추억이 되어 쌓이겠죠. 사랑이란 건 기다림조차도 나를 채워가죠. 기억의 설렘 차오르듯 찬란한 우리 둘의 시간을 끌어안고 내딛는 우리 걸어가는 저기들이 오면 나도 모를 사이에 못 참을 만큼 네가 그리워서 보고 싶으면 그때 난 어떡해. 보고 싶은 맘 혼잣말 계절의 바람 그 위로 발자국처럼 만나서 보고 싶은 날 언젠가 우리 다시 만나보면 널 품는다. 우리의 봄이 여전하게 세상이 모두 변해도 나는 변하지 않을 수 없어. 우리 모두 지난 선물이 되면 그곳에 서 있을게. 다시 봄이 찾아오면 사랑을 알게 되면 아픔이 더 커진다는 말을 믿지 않아. 우리의 정원에 가득 피어난 봄꽃잎처럼 나도 모를 사이에 못 참을 만큼 네가 그리워서 보고 싶으면 그때 난 어떡해. 보고 싶은